start recording now. Let's see.
Okay.
Alright. And then I'll pull you up here. Alright, man. So, anyways, it's yeah, we're rolling now. So basically, the premise of this, I have a YouTube channel that's Devo Apparel, and it's just all about motivating people and just trying to encourage them and put out content that's going to help encourage them. So the Hi-Ho app is something I really love because it's just like you get to just have real conversations, and that's how we linked up. We were just having a conversation about, I don't even remember which question it was, but
there's so many.
I know, right?
So many questions that I feel like, yeah, and like you said, the whole Hi-Ho thing, it's like it's a great place to meet people. Also, like you said, motivational stuff. Like so many people give you so much advice, and that's sort of what got me to start pushing really, really hard on photography stuff and pushing on that. But yeah, no, it was great to meet you on Hi-Ho and so many other people.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, so tell me a little bit about the photography stuff. How did you get into that?
So when I was about 8 years old, my mom got a Safari camera and ended up started taking pictures in the Philippines. And we used to travel and all that because I used to live in the Philippines. And
That's
it
cool.
was, so she used to take pictures, and I used to be pretty obsessed with cameras. Whenever she turned it on, I want to see it, how it worked, what she was doing. And I never really got into cameras at that stage. It was just my introduction to it. And then as I went on, when I was 12, I lived in Ghana. And my,
I know, I was starting to say, like, you're in Canada now, right?
Yeah.
Dude, you've been all over.
Yeah. We lived in Ghana, and I kept seeing these YouTubers pop up, and I was like, you know what? I want to be famous. I'm going to do YouTube. And I was like this 12-year-old kid that would record on his computer and like, okay, you want to be famous, but you have no goal, no point, so it was sort of just for fun. And that's sort of where it developed. And I got my first camera, and then I learned about photography and video and sort of did both. And then moved around, did a small films, skits, vlogs. I vlogged for 100 days straight when I was 13. I'd edit them at night and do all that, and that's how I learned a lot. And then, got into special effects, and now do a lot of special effects and montage videos on Instagram and TikTok and all these social media platforms.
Yeah, dude. The video, well, I mean, when I first connected with you, we were just kind of connecting over just like, conversations or whatever on Hi-Ho, which for me, like, just connecting with people and trying to help motivate or encourage them, or like just meeting other people who are already highly motivated. Like, I love hearing people's story. So I'm not trying to treat this like an interview, but I just had to know, like, what? Because how old are you?
I'm 18.
18. So, like, I'm thinking, like, dude, this dude is, like, crazy good, 18 years old.
Thank you.
What in the hell got him, like, into this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How did it start? Because to me, it's like everyone has a story, obviously. And you never look at someone at whatever level they're at, talent, skill, success, like, whatever it is. You never see someone at the level that they're at and there not be a journey attached to it. You know what I mean? Like, even if, you have someone like LeBron who signs to the NBA out of high school, there was still a journey to get there. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like he just woke up and he was LeBron. You know what I mean? And so, like, I always just want to hear people's story, how they did it, and that's interesting to me, especially, like, with just, so I'm assuming all this was self-taught, like, you just messed with the programs and just figured it out.
Yeah, YouTube and a lot of practice. Like I said, I lived in, I was born in Miami, and then I moved to Puerto Rico, and then the Philippines, then Ghana, and then South Africa, and then Toronto. So all over the world. But nice. Ghana and South Africa were the main two places where it sort of developed. And in South Africa, we used to go on safaris all the time and see leopards, lions, and all that. And so I sort of developed nature photography and taking pictures of lions and leopards. And then sort of at 14 got my first magazine publication. So that was a pretty big deal for me because, I'm 14 and it's a magazine. So for me, I was pretty psyched about that. And then I moved to Toronto, where you don't find a lot of lions and leopards. So I had to sort of switch it up and do more city photography. And that's why when you look at my videos, a lot of them are very diverse in style. And because I understand how to switch it, and what sort of conventions go within this video, within this theme, and what goes within these. So when I worked with companies, the one thing that I get a lot on is the fact that I can like change it up depending on certain events, depending on certain brands, and so it's sort of just practicing that sort of gets me to where I am. I'm nowhere near big, nowhere near finished. Like I will like keep going, but it's sort of just being able to change, being able to see what's new, what's trending, and do those things that has sort of got my TikTok, for example, to where it has gone. So. It's a pretty interesting journey, I guess.
Yeah, man. I love how you said like not finished though. Like I'm not done. I haven't arrived. Like I'm just getting started. Even though like I feel like a lot of the stuff you've done at 18 is pretty phenomenal. If you've already been published, you're working with companies. How many views does your video on Instagram have right now? Like
the Instagram one only got 10,000, but the one on TikTok has 1 million.
That's awesome, dude. Like,
I know. I went to bed with 70,000, woke up at 200,000, and then 3 days later 1 million. So it was pretty cool. But I mean, that's just like that video is like one small thing, one small part of me. Like I'm like, okay, cool. I got 1 million. Gotta keep going, get another 1 million, get like, and sort of develop my work, spread my work, and I don't stop. And that's the thing. It's like you said, hi-ho. You, for example, you motivated me like crazy and a lot of other people on hi-ho to like just keep doing what I'm doing, and like that's how I'll learn. If you just keep doing, you don't need to watch 1,000 videos and not do anything. You need to do, you need to make and create. And so that's sort of where I'm at. It's like, okay, cool, let's celebrate 1 million views, woohoo, next thing, let's go, let's keep it moving, we don't want to stop. So it's like you said, hi-ho was perfect for that.
Yeah, man. Like I really gravitate towards it because I'm on the whole motivation thing. Like I want to inspire and motivate people, and so like it's awesome to have a platform that's just all about talking. Because I'm not like a great video editor. I'm not the greatest. I mean, I can make designs and graphics in Photoshop, but it's more like logos and stuff like that. It's not like video effects. You know what I mean? So it's not my expertise, but I feel like the thing that I do that I want to spread to the world is being able to speak to them. You know what I mean? And just be able to share real dialogue that hopefully inspires and motivates them to just keep going. Because for whatever reason, that's what like gets me super passionate. Like even hearing you talk about like all the things that you want to do with your life, and talking about like how you got started and how you've just since a very young age have been just putting in the time and the effort and the energy into a craft. And then like I now remember one of the first topics we connected on, because I said something like, what's your morning routine, I think? And you were like, I just tell myself, like, what did you say?
I was like, I just tell myself, get the fuck out of bed, you lazy bitch, or something like that. And I was like, ruthless. But I still do it. I mean, I used to not do it. And then recently I started doing it, and like, get up at 6 a.m., work, go to school, work some more, go on meetings, work with other people. Like that's what it sort of sets me, and I feel like that's what I really enjoy, because you saw that video and you were like, okay, now like what gets you motivated, what gets you going? And we spoke a lot, and so being able to go onto that platform, to Instagram, to now this is great. I love it, and so it's something that I really look forward to, and I enjoy talking to you and sort of seeing like how you're able to motivate so well, but yeah, like you said, that's one thing that I feel like you're very good at, and sort of have a passion towards, and one thing that you need to keep building, because if like hi-ho didn't exist, I don't even think that my video would have even gotten 1 million views, because I wouldn't have made it. So it's sort of like that motivational factor is, I think, something that I need, and that you give, which I feel like is super good dynamic, because there's things that I give, sort of like entertainment and that sort of stuff, and you give like motivation. Some people give kindness. Like there's many different things that people give, and many different things that people need. And so it's very interesting to see that whole dynamic, and how hi-ho, all those like puzzle pieces sort of connect depending on the person. So I love to see it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate all your words too. And then like, I was saying this earlier, like, I think passion is infectious. You know what I mean? Like, if you're passionate about whatever you're doing, like your videos and all of that, like, I have no idea what that world entails. Like, even when I was telling you how I'm recording this, I was like, you probably know everything better than I do, but this is how I'm recording this. Because, like, I don't know nothing about that world, but just hearing you talk about how passionate you are about it, it makes me more passionate about the things that I'm passionate about. You know what I mean? Because passion's universal. Like, we all have it within us. There's something deep within our hearts that spark our interest, spark our mind, spark our creativity. And when we see someone else who's passionate, that passion then is transferred to us because we see how excited they are. We see what they're doing with their craft. We see what they're doing with the thing they love. We all got that. You know what I mean? There's some people who might say, I can't identify my passion. And in that moment, I say, just start trying things. You know what I mean? Just start trying different things that interest you, and you're going to find that one thing that just, like, kind of excites you and gets you kind of ramped up. And that's what I find about, like, that gets me super excited about apps like Hi-Ho, or even, like, just getting to connect to you to get off the Hi-Ho thing, because we've mentioned it like 1,000 times. But, like, following you and watching your videos and watch you do that, like, it excites me as it gets traction. You know what I mean? Or as I see something, like, dude, you got to keep doing that. Like, you have a gift, you have a talent, and you owe it to the world to show them that. You know what I mean? And I feel like we all have that within us. It just has to be drawn out. And I think one of the ways it's drawn out is through motivation, but I think another way it's drawn out is through inspiration. When you see someone else do it, when you see someone who looks just like you do it, or when you see someone else who has a similar gift as you do it and exercise it, it sparks that passion. You know what I mean?
100%. I feel like you're right in saying that everyone has something within them, whether it's like being an artist painting or like playing music and just singing or playing the guitar or those sort of creative crafts really, or like even live streaming, for example. Those sort of things, or if people's like if you're passionate about it, then like it spreads. It's like you said, like you give it away, and it's something that people feel and sort of push them to do what they want to do. And yeah, just I mean, I'm super excited to see like what other people do, and people that see my work, they're like, wow, this is super motivating. Like, let's keep going. And I'm like, it motivates me as well. So like when they get motivated by my work and compliment it, then I get motivated, and it just creates this whole cycle and this whole like get going thing, and sort of, yeah. I mean, at the start, when I saw these videos, like there was people like Sam Calder, Peter McKinnon, Zach King from like the past, who were extremely good at what they did. And I was just some 12-year-old kid with a laptop filming like movies, literally holding my laptop going around the room. But it's just, I knew I wasn't necessarily the best in the industry, and I knew that I wasn't like anywhere near quote unquote good for today's standard. But I just like, it's what I like to do, and it's I think the only thing that I can do. And so it's what I will do for the rest of my life, and what I will push like myself to do, even if there's financial problems, even if there's other problems, I will push myself to do what I want to do, because I feel like a lot of people don't. And that's the one biggest mistake that I feel I hear everyone say. And so I don't want to make that mistake, and I'm very happy with what I do right now. And it might evolve, it might change, but I definitely will stay on the track of like do what I want to do. And I hope you do too, with your whole motivational speaking and pushing motivation and creating these things. And the podcast is a great way to do that, because it shows how you care. YouTube channel, TikToks, anything like that is a very good road to go down to be able to access that sort of area.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Yeah, like, I love the part that you said where it's like, I'm just going to keep pushing because it's the thing I love to do. Like, it doesn't really matter. Because I was having that conversation the other day. I was like, you know, when you find something you love to do, it doesn't really matter what you get paid to do it for. Because I had this thought earlier. I was like, you know, there's some people that I've been told, they're like, man, I have this thing I want to do, but I have bills to pay. I'm like, all right, well, you're going to have bills regardless, right? Like, that's just life. But if you're working paycheck to paycheck at a job you hate to pay your bills, but you can work paycheck to paycheck doing the thing you love, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times people don't think they can chase their dreams unless they make $1 million off of it. You know what I mean? They think like, all right, well, I'll chase my dreams if I get rich off of it. But if I don't get rich off of it, I won't do it. And my mind is like, well, you're already not rich. So if you're making $25,000 a year, and that's okay for you, like that's what you like, then why don't you just do the thing you love instead of doing the thing you don't like? You know what I mean?
100%.
I think sometimes, I don't know how I'm wanting to word it, but I think sometimes we don't have to have like these grand, like that means you're going to be a billionaire if you do this idea. You know what I mean? Like, what about the people who just make $100,000 a year, but it's the thing they absolutely love? You know what I mean? And they do it, and it's their dream, and it's their passion, and they absolutely love it. Like, you know what I mean? I think, yeah, like people just attach this, I don't know, like this dollar figure to their dreams, and I don't feel like they should. Because if it's your passion, it's always going to push you.
You're 100% right, and attaching that sort of losing motivation for one's dreams because of a dollar sign is like terrible. I feel like what I particularly love to do doesn't necessarily get you that much money, but it brings me happiness in different ways. If money brings you happiness, do something that gets you money. That's fine.
Yeah.
If it's something something that you want to do, if you want to play a certain sport, if you want to some people have passions which we might find very specific and very weird, but like removing the keys off of keyboards or like screwing lids on a bottle. Like there is always a way to find what you want to do. Collecting coins, having a pawn shop, and it doesn't necessarily involve having or being a billionaire. Like you said, like attaching that dollar figure is what makes it super wrong. You shouldn't. And what blocks people most of the time, it's that financial sort of aspect. And now more than ever with the digital age, we have cryptocurrencies, we have real estate, we have a lot of ways to make income, which give us even 30 minutes more free time to be able to work on that passion little by little and maybe increase. Maybe it goes to an hour, 2 hours, and sort of, even if it's like, let's say live stream for 30 minutes, even if it's digging something outside, dig it for 30 minutes. There's like things that you have time. People don't realize how much time they have because they waste it all on their phone, their laptop. But if you're truly motivated, time is all on your side, I think. So
Yeah.
I mean, it depends.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, I think that when you use your time works for you. You know what I mean? Like, you can always have time. Time is your biggest asset, always. Like, you know, there's a lot of people who have told me, not that I've had a large amount of conversations on this topic, but I'll talk to people about, like, what it'll take for them to follow the thing they want to do. I had this one guy that was working at a company that I was the general manager of, and I was leaving. And he said, "Why are you leaving? Like, you have a pretty good job." And I said, "Because I know I can be the owner. So I'm not going to work 80 hours a week to make someone else's dream come true. I've been here. It's been a good job. I love the company, but I've put in my time here. I've learned the things I need to do, and now I'm going to become this guy." You know what I mean? And go ahead.
Why be the employee if like you could be the CEO? Like, there's no point. So go for the CEO, even if it takes more work. Don't be the employee if you could own the entire freaking company. Like,
exactly.
Just pick.
And he told me, he's like, "Dude, I wish I could do that, but like," and I said, "Then do it." Like, if you truly believe that's you know what I mean? And you're just going to have to jump, because to wait for everything to line up perfectly, that just doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to take the chance and bet on yourself. And I told him, I said, I might be working 40 to 60 hours a week pushing someone else's dream right now. But heck, I would work 80 hours a week to push my own. You know what I mean? I'd rather invest my time into myself. That entrepreneurship's not for everybody. You know what I mean? But for the people who are saying that's what they want to do, I want to try to push them off the ledge, so to speak, and say, "Man, you can do it. Just get out there and do it." Because sometimes it seems like, well, you know, I need a lot of money. It's like, dude, you got time. And time is the biggest thing. Like, you have time. And as long as you have time, you can make money. Like, that's not the thing. That's not the issue. The real issue is are you willing to bet that said money on yourself?
Yeah.
And that time. Are you willing to invest it?
Yeah, the time. I feel like the time is the one thing that you can't get back. Money, you can make it back. But time, you can't. So it's sort of learning how to use that time to your advantage. And that's sort of what I've been doing. There's like a guy on Hi-Ho. We've been talking back and forth and trying to motivate each other to work and sort of burn as many hours in the day as possible. And that's why I wake up early now and sort of like and try to. There's days where I do wake up late and there's days where I do wake up early, but the days that I wake up early I get so much more done because there's seems to be so much more time in the day. And time is like you said, the most important thing to do what you want to do. And the biggest investment. I feel like money, you can invest yourself and you can have a bad investment, but then after it turns around. But time, that specific hour of whatever you did, you can't get it back. So it's, or you do something great with that time, whether it be pushing your TikTok, if that's something that you want to do, pushing your brand, working on a logo. It doesn't matter if you spend 4 days working on a specific logo, but as long as you spend every single minute of those 4 days tweaking the logo, it will be worth it. But you have to spend and put in that time.
Yeah, man, I love that.
Tough.
Yeah,
Tough.
dude, and it's hard. It's easy to say that, you know what I mean? It's easy to be like, because I've had those moments, and I know you have to with the video editing, like where I'm working on like a shirt design, or I'm working on like my speech that I'm trying to record, and then like I'm working on it, because the way I speak is just, I kind of do everything off the cuff with my speaking and just let it flow out naturally. That way it's just real and authentic, and it's not, you know, I'll have thoughts. I'll be like, all right, this is the topic I'm going to talk about, and I'll have some thoughts, but it's just like a little note card with just a few little items, and that's it, you know. That way it just flows and it's natural. But anyways, like I'll be working on that, and then there'll be a day where I've spent 8 hours working on this one thing, and then I'll end that day, and in that moment it's like, did you even do anything today? And then I'll instantly remind myself, like, wait a minute, dude, you worked 8 hours doing the thing you love to do. That's worth it, man. It's 100% worth it. Like, it's just, yeah, it's just in the moments, sometimes you don't feel like that, you know what I mean? And it depends on why you're doing it. And that's, once again, why the passion is so important. Because if you're doing it for the affirmation of others, then what's going to eventually happen is you're going to be torn apart when they reject you. You know what I mean? Like that's a good one, yeah. Like you are going to fall apart when they turn on you, because they will. Everybody is going to hate somebody at some point in time for no reason. I have a video on my YouTube right now, and it talks about that. It's like a little speech I did, and it's just talking about, like, if you're going to be great, you're going to have to expect hate. Like, people will hate what is great just because it's great.
Yeah.
If they see you
trusting people, like trust, like you said, like the only person you can really trust, truly trust, is yourself. Everyone else, you don't know what is going to happen. There could be people that have been with you the entire way and will be with you the entire way, but you don't know if something happens. You don't know if you can't trust them anymore for certain reasons. And trust is the one thing that, like, people give away too easily or keep too harshly. And giving it away like too easily, saying I trust you with this, work on it. Like, even if, let's say, a school group project, you say I trust you with this side of the project, we'll get back together when the submission due date is like it, and you do your part. When you come back, they didn't do their part. You can't, like, the only person you can trust to do that work is yourself, because if you do that work, then you do that work. If you don't, you don't, but you know you are not going to. So you are able to trust yourself and only yourself. And I feel like it's that sort of mindset in business. It's the only person that can make you move and make you do work is you, no one else. So it's sure, people can motivate you, but they'll motivate you. You'll get that motivation for 3 hours, and then you'll be tired of it. You need to fight through it and push through it and sort of make yourself your motivation.
Yeah, so, that's good.
That's how I see it.
No, dude, that is really good. Like, I tell people that all the time. They're like, do you want to be a motivational speaker? And I'm like, dude, I want to be an action speaker. And they're like, well, what are you talking about? It's like, I'm trying to push people to action, because motivation only lasts for so long. You know what I mean? It will eventually burn off if it doesn't enter in deep enough. You know what I mean? And that's where the passion comes from. Like, I'm trying to flame people's passion. Because if you're passionate about it, you're going to carry yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying there won't be moments, like you said, where I woke up late today, or dang, like I'm, you know what I mean? I'm getting tired or whatever. Like, just some of the bullshit of life. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to happen. But if you have passion, you're always coming back to it. You know what I mean? Moth to a flame, dude.
100%. Yeah, I think you're right. The passion is the one thing that drives, like the fuel. Motivation is the engine, but the passion is the fuel. It's what runs the engine, and if you have enough fuel, then you'll keep going. You won't stop. But you have to, and sort of like, yeah, some people just don't want to chase their dreams. They don't want to push themselves, and that's fine if they don't like want to. But the people that say, oh sure, yeah, like I want to chase my dreams and this is what I want to do. I've tried so hard, but there's this that's been there. But there's many excuses that you can use to chase your dreams. But dreams, the reason why not a lot of people have their dreams is because it's hard to get to, because they had to make sacrifices for it. So you have to choose what you sacrifice and what you push forward, and how much work you do on it. And like it's just a question of choice and a question of you.
Yeah.
Back to just being able to trust you, and so it's it's a very, very lonely road. Not gonna lie, this whole like work journey. But I mean, you meet people along the way, and some leave, some stay, and that's how it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it can be. I know, like for myself, you know, I'm working like 12 hours a day, and I'm pretty much just working. I play with my dog, and I go to sleep. That's pretty much it. And that's it. And then if buddies come over, I'm like, come into the office and we'll film and we can talk.
For sure,
all the time. Yeah, and that's all we talk about anyway. So I'm just like, hey man, let's get it. So anyways, dude, I know that you have another meeting to go to, so I don't want to interrupt that. But thank you so much for taking time out, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate for you, Shawn, having me on this podcast. It means a lot. And being able to talk. Hopefully we'll have more opportunities to talk for longer periods of time, or just about different topics. And so thank you very much. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, dude. I love that it was just off the cuff. But yeah, we're definitely going to do this again if you're up for it. Sure. All right.
Yeah, 100%.
Keep going after it, bro. Like, I'm loving the work, dude. It's fucking killer. All right. Thanks, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you, bud.
Later,
Thank
man.
you. See you, buddy.
Later.
Yo.
What are you doing?
I'm driving.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Whew. I'm tired. I see you have the podcast up, or a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just started it right after I hung up. I got on YouTube and saw it, pushed play. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the one we did last night. I have to edit that one, and so I uploaded our last residual podcast.
So which one? Oh, the one with me, you, and John?
No, I had one. I have that one too. I had one more of me and Cabe, and then I have the one me, you, and John did. Which, what sucks is John came in there, and you basically blocked John, because I have you like on the side of the screen, and I forgot about that when John came in here, and I was like, oh shit, like, so. I mean, I'm probably still gonna upload it, but it just looks a little weird because you just see like half of John's face, you know. But
yeah.
Because I originally never knew that John was going to be in it. So I have it to where like you're pretty big on the screen with me. So it looks like the screen's half me and half you, basically. You know what I mean? And then John came in. And we were just filming, so he just sat down. And because I told him anytime we were filming, he could just feel free to sit down. And that's what he